Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Onepeg. So I know that I don't make that many Tarkov videos anymore, but this one is actually kind of close to home for me because it's something that I had covered multiple times over the last 8 years. So this has to do with the lore of the game, specifically having to do with the cult and the blue flame. So for those of you that aren't familiar, in the books and in different references in the lore throughout Tarkov's story and the quests and missions and whatnot, there have been references from the cult for this big blue flame, this blue halo, this blue ring that appeared in the sky. And the blue flame in the sky was an EMP that's like basically fried all the solenoids, all the solid state relays in all of the vehicles, generators, all the electronic devices, whatever, fried everything, which is why most of the power in Tarkov doesn't work. That's why there's not really any cars that are running. That's why most of the stuff is trashed. And that's what shut down the entire city. Now, the belief had always been that this EMP had been set off by the cult, and they had been planning on doing another one. But it was never actually proven. It was just like a belief that we all had until this event. So yesterday, Tarkov came out with a labyrinth event. There's a key that you get now on Shoreline, or there's a key for Shoreline that transports you from Shoreline into this labyrinth. And Reamer on Twitter has even put out like a very rudimentary map that he's working on. Inside of this, you can fight augmented versions, mutated versions of both Killa and Tagilla, which sport like different armor, different helmets, and like for instance, Tagilla, instead of wielding a hammer, now has a double-bladed axe. So the battle axe is really friggin' cool and really cool effects. But anyway, in the labyrinth, as you progress through, you're able to get past some of the traps and whatnot. There is a room where inside of it, Axel, being the first person that we saw to get there, was able to see this partially assembled missile. And through different things that were shown and names of things and books that were laying around and some stuff on a dry erase board like is shown here, it is an EMP, nuclear device, that when detonated in the upper atmosphere or in the atmosphere close enough, I guess, to the city, would cause a massive power outage and fry everything. Now, because this one was partially assembled, the belief is that the cult would be setting off a second one, which is what we had read or had known about in the books. Tarkov was already shut down in the first book, and the cult had been planning on setting off a second device. That was in the first book. So we knew that there was some way, somewhere, that they were planning on doing this. And now finally, the devs have given us this breadcrumb trail to show us that indeed it was them and it is being or was being planned to be set off a second time. Now, for whatever reason, that didn't happen. And now we are here, the PMCs are here to kind of, I guess, stop that from happening via this entry into the labyrinth. Again, for whatever reason. But this at least gives us the tie-in that we had been looking for all along, where the cult had in fact been trying to set off a second EMP and was responsible for the first one. So as a content creator that had been covering the lore many, many times over throughout the last 8 years, something like this is huge for someone like me, because finally the tinfoil hat and all of those ideas coming to fruition just... You know, it closes the loop. It gives me some closure on something that I had assumed forever. And guys like myself and guys like Noise Guy, who went completely like tinfoil nerd, trying to piece all of this together, and the Sons of Soon stuff that he did, to see this all come together at the end was really, really great. So anyway, for those of you that missed it, that's what's been going on. For those of you that want to try and get in there, you know, try and see if you can get your hands on a key. They are being sold on the market, but they are absurdly expensive. I myself have not been in there, mainly because I've been playing Schedule 1 and I just haven't had enough time in the game to do that yet. But I would very much like to. So hopefully one of these days we'll be able to get in there and do that. In the meantime, thank you guys so much for lending me your eyeballs. My name again is Onepeg. Hopefully you enjoyed the content. If you did, consider subscribing. Otherwise, I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much. Peace.